together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports betting scholars. Yeah, R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we have NBA, we have MLB, we have NHL as we continue on with all of that. And I have a lot of action heading into this card in the playoff games. I have bet all but one so far, and I'll probably find a spot in that one game I haven't bet so far. So firing away today in the NBA and the NHL. I definitely will be looking at plenty of baseball as well. Tim, I was looking at the card today in baseball, and I think we might have the pitching matchup of the season tonight. Over in Chavez Ravine there in LA with Paul Skeens and Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
That's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna take the over. Fair.
I could see Skeens getting hit a little bit there. But with that being said, though, we have plenty to go over for today. Quick recap of yesterday's slight losing day, and it was because of baseball. It was annoying. 1-4 day in baseball. Got it started off with a nice winner. White Sox first 5 plus a half, plus 110. Nice plus money winner there. And then after that went to shit. First 5 under 4.5 with the Rockies and the Royals. All of a sudden those two teams can hit. The Brewers team total under. Logan Roop looks like crap. The first 5 over 4.5 for Baltimore and Washington. Maybe one adjustment I need to make with that is you do it when the Orioles face righties, not lefties, because the Orioles, for whatever reason, can't hit lefties. So that's one thing I want to go back and look at probably after the show or something like that. Was that record when they go up against a lefty compared to a righty, which they do get a right-handed pitcher today to go up against the Orioles. Who are they playing today? They're playing the Tigers. They get Casey Mize today. So they do get a righty today. Good righty, but they get one. And then one incredibly frustrating game. I had the Rays first 5. They lose the first 5 4-1. They win the full game 7-4. So that was incredibly frustrating to see. The NBA, I thought I won. I thought it was a winner, and I stopped paying attention to the game at halftime. I had the team total over for the Memphis Grizzlies. It was 70. They had 77 points in the first half. I'm like, all right, we're all good. I'm all set. We're going to be good. We're going to win this bet. They scored 31 points in the second half of the game. I get hooked. After scoring 77 in the first half, get hooked on the team total over. Should have just played the first half and the full game spread like I wanted to, but whatever. And then in the NHL, split out on the Tampa Bay game. I had the Lightning money line, but I also had the team total under for the Panthers. It was a Vasilevsky bounce back game. The plays were just Panthers team total over, team total under, and full game under. That was just the plays for those. The double up on the Ottawa Senators pushed in the first period, lost in the full game because death taxes and whoever I bet in the NHL playoffs when it goes to overtime is an automatic loss. I don't know what it is. But whenever the games go to overtime, I should just start betting against myself because they never, ever, ever, ever win. However, I did get the Butchercross challenge right because I predicted Batherson for the Senators and Simone Benoit for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Never heard of that name? He scored the game-winning goal last night for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is a third-pairing defenseman. He had 1 goal in the regular season. Why I picked him? I heard he blocked a couple shots at the end of regulation. His name was stuck in my head. So I got the Butchercross challenge right on a player that has scored 1 goal all year. So that was funny. For that was kind of funny there. But then we get into the good part of the night where I went 4-0 in the NHL to end the card. I cashed with the Minnesota Wild. I told you that was the best bet of the entire first round. Was the Minnesota Wild in Game 3 at home, their first home playoff game. They dominate that game 5-2 against Vegas. And they're only halfway there. I really like the Wild to win this series. And I think that Vegas is massively overpriced in this series to a point where I probably won't flip to Vegas at all at any point in this series, betting them like game to game. I just think there's too much value on the Minnesota Wild game to game because they have this team priced like the team that they were the last couple months when everybody was injured. I told you guys this Minnesota Wild team fully healthy is a problem. And they proved it last night. They win 5-2. And then my triple up spot, good God, it was touchdown Blues last night. I didn't realize they scored 7 goals. I turned the game off, or not turned the game off. I stopped paying attention when it was 4-1 because I had at the very least pushed my over. But the first period, money line for the Blues, winner. Full game money line for the Blues, winner. Full game over 5, winner. This team has now won 13 games in a row at home. The St. Louis Blues. I think the Blues take game 4 tomorrow, and we're tied heading back to Winnipeg. I think that could be a very home-dominated series there, St. Louis and Winnipeg. And usually you'd be like, oh, the team just lost by 5 goals. You want to bet on the bounce back the next game. I don't know if I do. I really don't. I think it's a little bit different right now. So for me, very, very nice day in the NHL. But everything else sucked.
Let's see. I didn't check. Did you put anything up on the site for NHL last night?
You did during the show.
I did. That's right. I forgot about that. Thank you. Wow. I'm looking at the site and holy crap, we were bad. Red Sox run line and the over in the national games were the only 2 baseball plays, all losers. I reverse swept in the NBA. We don't want to talk about that one. Pistons lose late. Thunder, Thunder was down 29 points. It took Ja Morant getting injured for them to come back and win the game. Just an ugly game from them, and they still won. Nuggets game we're not going to talk about. Your NHL plays were negative last night on the site because the Lightning were minus 125. The Senators is minus 125. Which were both losers. Wild were plus 136 and the Blues plus 100. It was an awful night for us on the site. We got to bounce back today.
Yeah.
I'll let you address the chat to start off because I might have a quick trigger finger today. So.
Okay. Yeah. Let me continue. Let me finish putting that up. All right. Let's get to the chat. Ooh, we got a lot of chat. MLB contest plays. MLB contest plays. If you want to back up your shit talk, put them here.
All right, and you know what? I want to make a rule. I don't want to hear any comments about baseball plays or anything in the chat. If they're not in the contest. Any person who brags about baseball plays or any plays in general, and they're not in the contest, it will result in a timeout. Because I do not want to hear about your winners if they were not part of the contest. So, or if you do not participate in the contest, I don't want to hear about it. We want to be able to get the chat moving a little bit quicker. I don't care about people bragging about what they did last night if they're not into the contest. So if you're not in the contest, you will be timed out if you brag or anything because I don't want to hear it.
Yep. Hello, boys. There's so much. Okay, cool. We were a minute late, and I was finishing updating all my numbers and things along those lines. I mean, probably only loss was the Grizzlies money line. Yeah. What's good, Dad? What is good? Let's go Mets. Yes. Let's go Mets.
Best team in baseball. Oh, and I'm currently working on my second edition of my power rankings.
There you go.
For baseball.
Yeah. What have I been saying? Okay, yeah. Hello. Cool. Have a grand show, guys. What's good, ISX? What's good, Markel? Nice saying, Markel. Best bet on the board today. Reds -1. I'm sure that the Earls know why. Yeah, the Rockies were coming in off of.
That's like a -115.
How is that How is the -1 only -110? That's one thing I want to know.
Because -1s are garbage. There's no value on them.
Yeah. All right, Grizzlies money line. Yeah, that hurt more than your. I mean, mine should have been an easy winner as well. That's beyond the point, though. Well, I do have the Oilers in OT tonight. I do have the Oilers. First period money line, full game money line. I got -135 last night on them. I agree. Oilers win regulation tonight. I would actually do the puck line. Fair. Great stuff. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Tim. How are you guys? Watched the NFL draft yesterday. Yeah, I saw the Giants got the edge rusher from Penn State, and they got their future quarterback in Jackson Dart, who can learn under Russell Wilson this year. Nick went 4-0 in hockey as soon as I see. Here's the thing: you said that when the Minnesota Wild were already up 2-0 and the Blues were already up 3-0. So no, I don't know. That doesn't count at all. And I promise you, you stopping your fade or whatever has nothing to do with how I do at all. Nick, that's good. Let's hope the Bucks don't find out so they won't adjust. Yes, blue. Yes, the Blues. Tim, the Nuggets are cooked. Tim took the goose egg in the NBA. I took Grizz first quarter and first half. There you go. We admit OKC. So we admit OKC. My OKC call first quarter, first half. You took OKC last night?
You didn't.
Astros and Casey's playing tonight. That would be Astros and Royals. Yeah, Drew gave it out. Tim wants nobody to show up and talk now. No chat talk. I don't
actually get how. If you want to know my political, I don't give a shit either way. There you go. I do not identify with either side. Thank you.
Fair. What's good, Nicholas? Handy? Is it okay for me to say I kind of like this and that? Since I'm not betting baseball.
ISX, you're fine. You're fine because you're not bragging about stuff. You're not this or that or the other. It's for certain people who will be like, oh, I just had this big of a night, and they put nothing in the contest. I don't want those people coming in and bragging and everything. If they're in the contest, different story. If you're in the contest and you have a big day in the contest, brag about it. Because guess what? That's what it's fucking for.
Plus, ISX, you submitted plays into the contest. So, there you go. Let's go Astros. Yeah. Got it last night, -110. I'm assuming that's the money line because the Reds money line is -120 right now. The -1 line would be plus money. So if you're getting Reds for -1, -110, that's terrible. That's just a bad bet because you got a bad line. Unless you're saying money line, you should have never gotten Reds -1 at -110. I don't know where the hell you saw that. Either that, or you just bet a terrible line. There you go. Giants won the draft day one. I could see that. Only -1.5 and up for me. No -1. Yeah. I promise you, it hasn't. I do not care. I do not care whatsoever. You want to mute the chat restrictions? Okay. We're not talking politics. What about me? Yeah, you're good. You're good. I got you. I don't care if it's -110 or even or plus money, plus 105. Just win. What I'm saying is the -110 you bet last night, was that the money line? Because there was no time that I know of that you could have gotten the -1 line for -110 because it's plus money. Like I don't know with that, but we'll get it started here. I have doubled up on the first two games on the NBA card, Tim. And if you guys know me, you guys know my angles that I like. You know exactly where we're going in this one. we have the Boston Celtics taking on the Orlando Magic. 4.5-point favorites are the Boston Celtics, total of 198 in this game. Line opened up 5.5, got up to a 6, but then 5.5, 4.5, and that's where we're seeing now. So we've had a 1-point line moving here towards the Magic. Line opened up 198.5. It's now 198, so we do move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 66% of the tickets and 61% of the cash is coming in on the Celtics. The line's moving towards the Magic. So we have the public on the Celtics with the line moving the opposite way. 92% of the tickets, 85% of the cash on the over here in this spot. Obviously, I'm not looking at a total in this game. It'd probably be an under in this game if I am looking at the total in this one here, because I generally lean towards unders in playoffs, especially in the NBA. I did bet an over in the playoffs last night in the NHL. It's the first total I bet in the playoffs so far in the NHL. But for me in this spot, I'm on the Magic. I got the first half at +1.5. I got the full game at +4.5. My bad, +5. The Magic lost by 10 last game. They kept it close for the most part against the Celtics. And they are the home team down 2-0 heading in their first game at home. I think that this will be, and this is where I want a back team. This is the most desperate we're going to see the Orlando Magic, and we'll talk the same thing about the Milwaukee Bucks next game. It's the most desperate we'll see them all series long. You're down 2-0. Your backs are up against the wall. You need to win here in this game because you can't go down 3-0 in the series unless you're cooked. You're done. Over. And for me, in this spot, I am on the Orlando Magic. I got +1.5 for the first half, +5 for the full game for this one here.
Already on it. I keep in mind, I think we're still getting an injury from Tatum. I believe Tatum's out this game again. I'm going to go confirm that because I didn't really check. Tatum, game time decision for tonight's game. If he's not 100%, he's not going to play. Which I don't think that they really need him in order. I don't think they really need him in order to kind of win this game. That being said, if I can get I'm going to get 4.5. I'm not going to take the money line here. I'm not going to do it. But I do think, honestly, you probably, if you do like the Magic, you probably should take the money line. I think this game's going to be closer. I do think the Magic are alive. Although when I looked at the series first, I did say Boston to sweep. That was kind of my first take on it. That was also with a healthy Tatum. So, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Magic here. Plus 4.5, minus 105. I think they keep this one close. And the fact that it's only a 4.5-point spread with a team that's 40 games over 500 compared to a team that finished the regular season even 500 says enough. Because if this was like 6.5, 7, 7.5, it's Celtics. That's when I would like the Celtics. 4.5, give me the Magic here. Plus 5, plus 4.5.
Yep, 100% agree.
I got it last night, minus 110. We'll never do minus 1.5. Okay, that's fine. Oh wait, no, sorry. Where did you leave off?
It's at 16. So let me grab that for you. Trying to put up plays on this one.
Where did you leave off on the site? In the chat.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. The money line last night was minus 140 for the Reds. Man, I want to bet the Rockies today. Man, I want to bet the Rockies.
I know I play in that game.
Yeah. Minus 1 should be super juiced. Any thoughts on the Rockets against Golden State? That's tomorrow night. Don't care yet. I don't look at NBA games for the next day. Although the Clippers -6 is pretty much a lock. It's a 2.5 for that Golden State game. I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. I just put out my most recent MLB power rankings. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. There is the link to it. What could possibly go wrong? Hopefully everybody loves my power rankings. Anyways, Magic money line.
Yes.
Interesting. Just gotta share this out with one more thing, and we're good to go. I thought the Reds money line would go up today. That kind of pushes me towards the Rockies. Line tells you everything you need to know. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah, I got you. Tatum not playing. There's no reason for him to play. Oh, yeah. Magic win. Ben Shero over points. The over. Boston will rest Tatum till they lose because they want him as healthy for the next series. Or the Pistons. Yes, I said it. Knicks will beat Detroit. Pistons are a one-man team. Okay. Good job. Congratulations. The series is clearly over. I live play the Thunder at +400. There you go. Last night. Yeah, I was going to say, I do like Freeland. I kind of like Freeland. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
I like Freeland over his outs.
Yes, I was kind of, yeah.
But yeah. Let's get into the next game here. The Indiana Pacers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks 5.5-point favorites, total 230.5. Line opened up last night at 4.5. Got up to a 5, now it's a 5.5 for Milwaukee. Line opened up 229.5 up to a 230.5. And this is another game I doubled up on. We have 52% of tickets, 64% of cash on the Bucks on the spread here. And this one, 76 and 74 on the over. I am kind of leaning a little bit towards an over, or maybe a Bucks team total over in this game, because that's what generally I lean unders in playoff games. The Indiana Pacers are generally one of the exclusions from that, though, because they are a team that plays heavy overs even in the playoffs, and leads me to think that we probably see the Bucks put up some points in this game. And we have the Bucks down 2-0 in this series. I wish I pulled the trigger on the Pacers game too, because I saw that line dropping, but it was because Damian Lillard came back. And generally, you fade the team with their with the star player coming back the first game, and then you back them the second game. And I think this is the spot to do it. Bucks down 2-0 in the series, heading back home. You guys already know this is one of my favorite angles in playoff betting, and we're going back to it here in this one. Bucks first half -4, full game -5.5. -5 is actually I got in this spot here. It was kind of surprising to see the first half be a 4 and the full game be a 5, but I am on them here in this spot. I got it. I got those numbers here. I'm with the Bucks in this game, laying the number.
I'm gonna be right there with you. This Bucks team has looked awful this series. Terrible. And now they're 5.5-point favorites. I think that's kind of I want to say that's kind of all I need to know. The Bucks they're not gonna get swept this series. Oh, Nick's gone. The Bucks are not gonna get swept this series. Let's be completely honest. And I do think they have enough to get the job done today. I think they can win at home by double digits. And when it comes to it, I'm going to back this team. And when it comes to it, I still think the Pacers win the series. I don't think that's anything crazy. I think the Pacers even have a chance to win game 4. But I do not think the Bucks start the series down 3-0. I will be taking the Bucks. I got them at a 5.
Yep. Sorry, I was lagging a little bit there, so I went out and came back in.
You are all good. Bucks. Not a good idea. Bucks blowout. Any thoughts on the Astros against Kansas City Orioles? What? You just want to know about all your Houston games. Hold on. Houston versus Kansas City. I kind of lean Kansas City. I'll be honest. I kind of lean Kansas City.
I like Seth to go over his outs.
There you go. Bucks smash. Bucks team total over. These two teams actually hate each other. Pacers taunt them in the last game. I think Bucks blow them out, but I pass. Can't bet the Bucks. Okay. Giannis 30 plus. Dame 20 plus. Bucks are softer than the. Okay. You're annoying. Let's keep going. A final NBA game, and I think I'm on the same spot, the 3 games.
Let's get into it here with the LA Lakers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. This line opened up at 3, and it's now clicked up to a 3.5. 3's on a lot of books, though, over about 3.5 over on Bet Online. Line opened up to 7.5, down to a 206.5 here in this one. We have 48% of tickets and 50% of the cash is on the T-Wolves in this game. The lines moved to half-point line movement towards them. 84% of tickets, 82% of the cash is on the over in this one. Kind of interested in the sharp money. Generally comes in on the dog money line here, Tim. One thing I kind of saw, 37% of the tickets are on the T-Wolves money line. 84% of the cash is on it. The public is not taking the Lakers spread. The public is betting the Lakers to win outright, which is interesting there. We generally don't see that out of an underdog. So we got a little bit of a public dog in this game. And this is probably not a double up spot for me because I did double up on the Lakers in their last game when they went out and they dominated them. I'm getting -3 here in this spot. I kind of like the T-Wolves in this one here to get the job done and take a 2-1 series lead in this one. I think the T-Wolves are very live to win this series outright. Them stealing game 1 in LA was huge. They're coming in off of an embarrassing game 2. I am going to back them here with the T-Wolves on the I got -3, -110 over on Bet365. I am going to take the T-Wolves only full game -110. I'm not doubling up on them or anything along those lines, but I will be on Minnesota here in this one. So I'm on every single playoff game today.
And we're aligned on all 3. Good job. Because I'm taking the Timberwolves to take a 2-1 lead. And I did a free pick video on this one. And this is not like it's not me wanting to back Minnesota. I want to fade the Lakers. That's kind of my whole goal in this. I don't like Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota is a great team. I want to fade the Lakers. So, I took Minnesota -3. I still think the series goes 7. I still think the series goes 7 games. But give me Minnesota here. I took them -3 points. I can see the Wolves cover here. Being home will wake them up again. Wow, 446 is copying me. Wolves smash. Lakers coming in, taking the 2-1 lead. Book it. You forgot the thank me later part. Let's go to this one, Nick. To the MLB.
Yeah, let's get into the MLB, yes. Sorry, I'm putting up one play here on Cappertek. There we go. I have to switch over to MLB on everything, so just a small second behind here. We got some afternoon baseball, though. We have the Chicago Cubs taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. And we have the Cubs -140 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. And I remember when we were talking before the show, Tim, we were talking about when you were making your power rankings, how I thought there was a really strong argument based on how they've done so far this year and who they have played so far this year, that the Cubs could be the number 1 team in baseball. They have a 16-10 record. They've already played all of their games against the Dodgers. They've played multiple series against the Padres. They've also played the Diamondbacks, too. So they've played a lot of the top teams from the West there. And I thought that there was definitely an argument you could have made for the Cubbies to be the best team in baseball. Now, it's Colin Ray versus Taijuan Walker in this one here. Taking a look at the line history is still loading. So we'll head over to the cash flow. 70% of tickets are on the Cubbies. 51% of cash is on the Phillies. So the sharp money coming in on Philly in this game. 68% of tickets, 65% of cash on the over in this one here. Still waiting on line movement, so we'll head over to the pitching matchup here. Taijuan Walker is somebody I have circled for some negative regression, though. 2.29 ERA, 1.17 whip, 7.32 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 3.66 walks per nine, a 236 BABIP, a 425 FIP, and a 4.39 SIERA. So he's thrown to a 2 ERA, but a 4 FIP and a 4 SIERA. Definitely is red flags for me. Colin Ray on the other side, 1.32 ERA, 1.1 whip, 7.9 21%, 6 walks per nine, a 326 BABIP, a 149 FIP, and a 3.27 SIERA. The bullpen edge does go to the Phillies right now. Both bullpens are bad, though. They're both bullpens I have no problem fading full game overs with at all. The Cubbies against right-handed pitchers are really good. 6th in baseball, 119 WRC plus. The Phillies against righties, league average 120 WRC plus. Taking a look at the line movement in this game now that we finally got it loaded up. In this spot, line opened up at a 120. It's now all the way up to a 142 for Philadelphia. So a massive move towards the Cubs in this game. Line opened up at an 8 minus 115. It's now an 8 at minus 119. With the amount of money, with only 68% of tickets, 65% of cash coming on the over, tells me that maybe these are two teams that can hit. I think Taijuan Walker is a regression candidate. And we see runs in this game. Take a look real quick at the forecast, the weather here in Wrigley. It is blowing in, though. That's the one thing that I am concerned about. Wind blowing in, but yet the total's up at an 8, which is interesting. Usually when the wind's blowing in, you see 7s, 7.5, and it's an 8. I think that tells you that these pitchers probably get hit a little bit. Not anything I'm going to get involved with. It's just going to be a lean towards an over, maybe a lean towards a Cubs team total over with some negative regression for Taijuan Walker. But it's going to be, I think, a pass for me to start my card.
All right. Real quick, I am going to pull it up because I wanted to kind of show off the power rankings that I did. And then I'll quickly talk about the game because I do like a certain spot in this game. Boom. There's the power rankings. If you want to pause real quick, Mets up to number 1. I did put the Cubbies at number 2 in my power rankings. This entire picture and everything is up on Twitter. And my biggest moves for this one were that the Mets moved up to number 1 from number 2. The Cubs jumped from number 15 to number 2. The Giants moved from 17 to 6. The Tigers moved from 18 to 7. Those were my 3 biggest bring-ups. My 2 biggest drops, I had the Braves at 4. They're now down at 16. I had the Orioles at 7. I have them now down at 19. And I have the Rockies who dropped to the last place in baseball. So all of that is over on my Twitter. Link to that is in the chat if you guys want to talk shit or let me know what you guys think of my power rankings. So go ahead and it's all right there. Go ahead, comment on it, retweet it, whatever you want to do. I'm taking the Phillies here. I'm taking the Philadelphia Phillies. It's 100% situational spot, Nick. What just happened to the Phillies?
They just got swept.
They just got swept by their arch rivals. No, give me the Phillies here. Bounce back. It's just a pissed off team right now. That's why I see it. I see the Phillies as a pissed off team this morning. As much as I would love to see them lose and go to even 500, I don't see that happening. Give me the Phillies here, money line. Even though, yes, I have the Cubbies at number 2 in my power rankings.
Fair. I'm sure I'll let you go back to the chat because you just brought up your power ranking. I'm sure everybody agrees with them.
Oh, for sure. No way anybody disagrees with it.
Those are like the most perfect ones, right?
One thing about the Wolves is they can be a dog shit team at any moment. They burn me more than any other team. I hate the T-Wolves. I cannot stand the T-Wolves. I don't know why Public's on the Lakers. Because they just had a blowout winning game 2. Thank me later. Remind me. How can 446 copy Teme when we go 10-1 because yesterday doesn't matter. Would be Cubbies run line. Never trust Tayson Walker. Cubs in the over. Weather report, Mr. Weatherman Nixter. Tell us the details. Says wind's blowing in. Did you use crayons for those power rankings? No, I used Canva. There is the power ranking. So if you guys have any comments on it, let me know. Suzuki over doubles. Go for it. What number is the Houston Astros at? I have Houston at 14. So Lucky Sox game didn't finish, made my RBI bet push. 386 yesterday from the MLB. Power rankings on April 15 means shit, especially if you have the Mets first. What a homer. They don't. I keep in mind, they don't mean shit now. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it. And guess what? In about a month, I'll do another one. And it will probably look a lot different. And
we did a preseason one. Like, come on.
And can I just and he says, especially if the Mets at number 1. Not only do I have the Mets at number 1, sorry, they're the best team in the MLB right now. Why can't I have them at number 1? If anything, this is the least homer I could be because they actually have the best record in baseball at the moment.
See, I like the Cubbies. I like my argument with the Cubbies though right now. On how they're playing right now. Yes.
And don't bet against the Leafs. Stop.
I'm done with that series. I do think, and I said this heading into the playoffs, I do think the winner of Tampa, Florida does go to the Stanley Cup though.
Phillies money line. Guardians better than the Tigers.
I side with that there.
Okay, have fun. 3-7 in the MLB actually. What's the weather like for KFC? Normally some chicken. I normally like to get mashed potatoes with mine. They normally have pretty good biscuits. Oh, you meant in Kansas City. I don't know. Fugazi Mets. I don't think they're Fugazi Mets. I think you're just a Mets hater. Cubs better than Dodgers because of luck. No, Cubs better than the Dodgers because the Cubs, even though the Cubs are half a game behind the Dodgers, the Cubs have, if you look at the Cubs' schedule so far and who they have played and how they have done, they've taken the season series from the Dodgers.
After losing the first 2 in Japan.
After losing the first 2 in Japan, correct. Since then, they have taken 4 out of 5 versus the Dodgers. They look good. Also, they took 2 out of 3 from Texas, 2 out of 3 from San Diego. They just took 2 out of 3 from Arizona. This is a Cubs team that has been really, really good this year. Yes, they're number 2 in my power rankings. Stoli is GOAT. I think Nick actually said Caps were his number 1 hockey pick, not the Wild, but he won't admit it. No, they Cubs under 90.5 wins. Lock it in. No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna be really good. And then a team that I dropped heavily in my rankings, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Baltimore Orioles taking on the Detroit Tigers. -115 for the Tigers, total of 8.5 in this game. We have Casey Mize taking on Brandon Young for the matchup. Line opened up. Detroit -120. It's now -112. Line opened up at an 8.5 -115. It's now 8.5 -110. So slight move towards the under. A move towards the Orioles though. 79% tickets, 78% of cash on the over. Line's moving. The line's barely moved. And then 84% tickets, 91% of cash is on the Tigers. And now we're seeing the line move towards Baltimore. Casey Mize taking on Brandon Young. I think Mize is a regression candidate, potentially. Let's take a look at Brandon Young. And I feel like I have to go. I feel like I should get up his covers page, not my spreadsheet, because my spreadsheet does not account for, or my spreadsheet does not tell me how many starts he's made, which I think is only 1 or 2 for him. He's only made 1 start so far. Went 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched against the Reds. Now he gets the Tigers, who have been a pretty decent hitting team. On the flip side, Casey Mize, a 2.22 ERA, 0.95 whip, 6.66 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 2.59 walks per 9, a 194 BABIP, a 401 FIP, and a 4.33 SIERA. Bullpen edge does go towards Detroit. even though both bullpens I think are pretty strong. The Orioles, the one thing I will give them credit for is they smash righties. They're number 2 in baseball with 126 WRC plus versus right-handed pitching so far this season. On the flip side, the Tigers, they hit righties pretty well as well. 107 WRC plus versus 11 in baseball. So both these teams hit right-handed pitching. And I think that maybe this is something I'm going to go back and look at is the first 5 over record because I'm back on it today. I want to see what the first 5 over record is when the Orioles face a righty compared to a lefty. I have a feeling a couple of the losses I've had is them going up against lefties because their numbers versus lefties compared to righties are night and day offensively, the Orioles. And I lean Orioles in this game. I lean Orioles first 5 in this spot as well. And I think I might want to bet both. And for me, I know it's tough to say I think he regresses, but I when you look at Casey Mize' numbers, he shouldn't be a 2 ERA guy. He should be a high 3s right now. And I do think that'll lead to him getting hit. The only thing is then I have to trust Brandon Young, which we've only seen one start from, which I don't know if I particularly want to do that. So I think I'm just going to stick with the first 5 over, minus 125 for the over 4.5. And just have a strong lean towards the Orioles. I just don't trust. Maybe it's let me just take a look what one thing is real quick before I move on. Maybe it's the Orioles' first 5 team total. If I want to rely on, if I want to bet on Mize regression, maybe it's a first 5 team total over rather than full game, which is 2.5 plus 125 for the Orioles here in the first 5. I can see the Orioles putting up some runs in this game, especially the way they hit righties. I definitely think that that they can. So I do lean towards a first 5 team total over for the Orioles as well. But I think I'll just stick with over 4.5 minus 125 here, Tigers and Orioles.
I'm already on the over with you. And this has just been something that we've been betting all year, and we're going to continue to do it. 14-8-2 because I've taken the over every single game. I'm 14-8-2. So very, very profitable throughout the year. And anybody who says stop doing it doesn't obviously know about how long-term investments work or is smart with anything numbers at all. And probably shouldn't even have numbers in their name. But this is a Orioles team that has been awful pitching. They have a rookie that is making his second ever appearance. I'm taking the over here. I think both pitchers get hit, and I'm not touching the Orioles. Nick, I'm off the Oriole bandwagon. I'm happy I didn't do the Orioles every day this year because yikes, it would be awful. Actually, I want to look up statistics. Top money teams this year. So let's look. The most profitable team in baseball right now, Nick? Who's the most profitable team in baseball? What do you think?
New York Mets.
They're third. Slam Diego.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Slam Diego, San Fran, New York. And if you go back, all right, they're not quite bottom 5, but Orioles are 6th to last. The only teams that are less profitable if you bet them every single day than the Baltimore Orioles, Pittsburgh. Ooh, this one's beautiful. Atlanta, White Sox, Twins, and Rockies. Those are the only teams that are worse profitability. So I'm not touching the Orioles here. Give me the over, and we roll with that.
I am going to add the Orioles team total over 2.5 plus 125 for the first 5 innings. I like this Tigers bullpen. And I believe both teams had the day off yesterday as well. So I am going to add the team total over for the
Baltimore played yesterday.
Orioles in the first 5. And
Baltimore lost.
No,
Baltimore won yesterday, 2-1.
I said Detroit.
Oh, I thought you said
Detroit
both
had the day
teams.
off.
Sorry. I thought you said both teams had the day off yesterday. My bad.
Nope, Detroit. That's why I'm taking the first 5 rather than the full game, because I could see them get 3 runs off of Mize, and then the bullpen shuts it down. And I think Mize, as much as I like Mize, I think he's a little bit of a regression candidate right now, and I'm going to get out and ahead of it before everybody else does, because I think that plus 125 for the Orioles to score 3 runs in the first 5 innings is a really nice price.
If you don't bet the Natties by 4 runs today, you're ass. I mean, I'm taking the Nationals today, yes. O's money line. All year long, we heard Nick say, I'm fading the Caps first round. And today he said Wild as his best bet. Get out of here.
I said, yes, I liked Montreal to beat Washington in the first round, and I was looking to do it. But I said heading into the playoffs, the singular best bet you can make in the entire first round was the Wild in Game 3, because that was the spot that I usually do back the Wild. So, no, I wasn't lying. I wasn't doing any of that. I was saying that is a spot that I was going to bet that I think is a really strong bet. Yeah.
Stop the O's first 5-4. Oh, yeah, you're going to look at 3-game sample size. Stop it. This is why people wouldn't trust you with investments. Damn, I like the Tigers too, -1.5, maybe 2.5. O's game first 5 over. Yes, O's are completely trash. The season's over. They are not good this year. Correct. That's why I dropped them to 19th in my power rankings. The Orioles dropped from 6th to 19th in my power rankings, or 7th to 19th in my power rankings. Yes, I don't think they're good. If it loses today, done with the first 5 overs. But I will say, I may be on your damn team, Mets 2.5, maybe 3.5, if and Lindor, Homer, and Pete. No Mets today. No Mets today. None. No, not betting the Mets today. I like the Tigers. I know when the tide turns to take the profits. Yeah, you're a guy that will end up selling something for a 1% profit when you could easily have had it 20 or 30% down the line. MLB recap.
Oh, yep. Then
we're going to have to kind of hurry through the next game. I'll be able to do one more game with you, Nick.
Yep. Quick recap then. Here, we have a new first place person. Lex Steele is now in first. I'm in second. Coyne in third. Neal in fourth. Craig Wood in fifth. 446 is Scared in sixth. Tyson Cook in seventh. Drewski in eighth. Occupancy in ninth. And everybody else is not positive. You've definitely had a not good run of it lately there, Coyote. You are now down 4.62 units.
There you go. Good luck, y'all. I'm at the top, Coyote. All you need to know. In the contest, you're not even in the contest. Join the fucking contest. I'm tired of it. You voided that one?
No, I did not. Let me quickly do that real quick, because you mentioned that earlier, and okay, so you're down 3.62. You mentioned that earlier, and I realized, oh shit, the game didn't finish, and I needed to void that out. I apologize. I didn't know player props voided out if they didn't complete the game. That's one thing I didn't know, by the way. So yeah.
We taking the Habs today. Easy.
Yes, I love the Canadians today.
Mountcastle, Rushman, Henderson having terrible years so far. They're not having good years. No, not at the moment. Who timed me out? 446 or Coyote? 446 is Scared timed you out. Is the Detroit Red Wings playing today or tomorrow? The Detroit Red Wings are not playing. They're not in the playoffs. 446 is a bitch. I 100% agree. Suck my sack. How do you like that? And then he put him in timeout for 5 minutes. Golly. Because my book did. And you okay. Yes, we're taking care of it. Nick's taking care of it. All right, Nick. We will talk this game. Let's do it.
Yep. Yes, and this is an angle that I have used a couple times this year. However, I'm modifying it for this one here because the first two now I am betting it still, but I'm only going to take the first 5 rather than the full game. I do not trust this Nationals bullpen worth of anything. And this is the third time we've had this angle. A team off of I believe a 6 or 7 game winning streak or more, all at home or mostly at home, then they hit the road. The Mets swept their homestead. They went 7-0 at home, and now they hit the road and a day off. That's a great way to kill momentum. Granted, it is Kodai Senga versus Jake Irvin. Line opened up 165. It's now 170 for the Mets. So we do have a slight move towards the Mets. Line opened up at an 8.5, went up to a 9, now 9.5. So a big move towards the over here as well. Kind of shocked me to see this total be a 9.5 with Kodai Senga on the mound. Probably tells you that probably the Mets get to Irving, or at the very least they get to the bullpen. 71% of tickets, 72% of tickets, 71% of cash on the over in this one as well. And for me, it is Nationals first 5. Taking a look at the pitching matchup, Kodai Senga has been awesome this year. 0.79 ERA, 0.97 WHIP, 7.94 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 2.78 walks per 9, a 241 BABIP, a 2.89 FIP, and a 3.85 SIERA. On the flip side, Jake Irving, a 3.68 ERA, 1.06 WHIP, 8.28 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 2.15 walks per 9, a 237 BABIP, a 4.66 FIP, and a 3.60 SIERA. The bullpen edge, I think this might be the biggest bullpen edge we've seen so far this year. The Mets are the number 1 bullpen in baseball, or they might be the number 2 bullpen in baseball. I have them graded out as the best bullpen FIP on the card, and the best bullpen SIERA on the card is actually the Arizona Diamondbacks by very, very little. But overall, the Mets grade out to be the best bullpen in baseball right now. And the Nationals grade out to be one of the worst. I think the only ones I have worse right now are the Reds and the Rockies. Miami's up there too. This is a major, major edge. If you want the Nationals, it's got to be first 5. It cannot be full game. And that is the one thing that I am going to emphasize here. I am going to be on Washington because I want to fade the team on a 7-game winning streak going on the road after playing all their games at home. But I can't rely on the Nationals to go the full 9 innings, though. Especially with the bullpen edge that the New York Mets have in this game, I cannot bet against that. But I will take the plus 135 in the first 5 with the Washington Nationals here in this game for this spot. But I don't know if I can confidently say that they win the full game.
You know what? You know what makes a real handicapper, Nick? Knowing when to bet against their own team. Give me the Nationals today. Give me the Nationals. I got them at plus 150. And you just mentioned the streak and everything. The Mets are coming off of a big sweep over the Phillies. And I believe this line is just a tad bit too wide for the Mets in this one. So big dog for today. And I know I don't bet against my team all that often, but I think I know my team pretty well. And guess what, Nick? If I lose this bet, I'm okay with it. I'm all right with losing this bet. Because if I do, that means the Mets win. So I think the streak gets snapped tonight. Give me the Nationals.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with the Nationals, just first 5, not full game.
I honestly do like Soto to hit a homer. I won't talk you off of that, but he hasn't really done much this year so far, which is crazy to say because the Mets are the best team in baseball and Soto hasn't even shown up yet. And the Mets just got Alvarez back. The Mets just got McNeil back. They don't even have Minaya yet. They don't even have Montas in yet. And the Mets are the best team in baseball, and this team is only going to get better. And then the trade deadline, they're going to make some moves. I'm excited. I know who 446 is. Do you now? I wonder who he is. I do. Mets minus 1.5. Pass. No, you don't. Yeah, I don't think he does. Yeah, I'll let you do your thing. Why can't the Mets keep the streak going? They definitely could. I'm just gonna take the value here with the Nationals today. They're only good right now for the Mets. You should take away no, I'm not gonna take it away from him. He's doing a good job. Have a good weekend. I'll see you. Yep, but sorry, Nick, I'm going to have to peace out of here. I will be listening to the stream. I'll put plays up on the site, but you have to put up hockey.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck today. And let's go, Mets.
Yep. We'll move on. The New York Yankees. We'll go from the better New York team to the worst New York team. The Yankees minus 125, total of 9 in this game. We have Carlos Carrasco taking on Jose Berrios in this one here. Line open up at a 140 range, 143. It's now down to a 128 for the Yankees. We do have a move towards the Jays in this game. Line open up at a 9, got all the way up to a 10, but back to a 9 now, and we have a slight move towards the under. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, we have 86% of tickets and 92% of cash on the Yanks, and yet the line's moving towards the Jays. 86% of tickets, 89% of cash on the over in this one as well. We have Carlos Carrasco taking on Jose Berrios. Berrios, a 5.02 ERA, 1.43 whip, 7.53 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 4.08 walks per 9, a 282 BABIP, a 5.43 FIP, and a 4.51 Sierra. On the flip side, we have Carlos Carrasco, a 6.53 ERA, 1.45 whip, 6.53 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 3.05 walks per 9, a 286 BABIP, a 5.74 FIP, and a 4.58 Sierra. The bullpen edge goes towards the Blue Jays in this one. Nope, my bad. I read it wrong. It goes towards the – no, I did read it right. It goes towards the Blue Jays in this one here. The hitting edge, though, does go towards the New York Yankees, who are number 1 in baseball against right-handed pitching so far this year, 128 WRC+. The Jays are 27th at 83 WRC+. So really not everything correlating in this spot for me. It would be Blue Jays or no bet, though. That would be the only spot I would look at in this game. With Carrasco laying a number like this, I'm not really interested. The only thing is whether or not you want to play the full game for the Blue Jays for their bullpen edge, or if you want to play the first 5 because the Yankees have the massive hitting edge. I think I'd rather go first 5 than full game if you're looking at the Orioles, or if you're looking at the Blue Jays in this spot, because I think that is where their biggest edge is. The Blue Jays is the first 5 rather than the full game, because when you look at the pitching matchup, I do think that the pitching edge goes towards the Jays in this game. And I would kind of want to focus more on Berrios, backing Berrios early and fading Carrasco early. And for Carrasco, I do expect a little bit better from him. I don't think a 6.53 ERA is going to be something he throws to. I think he's going to be just a mid-4s guy. And I think the same thing with Jose Berrios. So both these guys kind of project like they should be better than they are. I think we're getting a pretty high total for this first 5, maybe the first 5 under in this game here. Granted, the Yankees hit the best against right-handed pitching so far this year, but we're getting, is it a 5.5? It is a 5.5 minus 115. That's one of the higher totals. I want to take a look at what this weather is for this game, because maybe this is the first 5 under in this spot. Wind blowing from right to left. In this spot, 65 degrees, 66 degrees, gets down to around 63 for the day. Why can't this be a little bit of a sneaky under in this spot? I know it's tough to trust these 2 pitchers, Berrios and Carrasco, but the Jays don't really hit righties, and I think we could see Berrios throw good enough to keep this first 5 under 5.5. I'm going to move on that here. First 5 under 5.5 at minus 115. I think this is a little bit too high of a total in this spot here. And I'm going to take a shot with it here. First 5 under 5.5 minus 115 in this one. Let's see. See you, Tim. Boo. Tim leaving. God damn it. Yeah. Be well. All right, cool. Ben Rice over an RBI. Ben Rice has been awesome this year. That is one thing that I have noticed is Ben Rice has been really, really strong so far for this Yankees team. Okay, have fun with 446 is scared over the number 1 follower. Okay. Good. Now we can move a little bit quicker because Fernando, I think I got 3 players I'm looking at. Okay, cool. Yesterday really sucked. Glad something told me to only do first half, to bet first half, bet half of what I do. Okay. Are you going with the Yankees or the Blue Jays? I lean Blue Jays. Pass on the side, go Jays. Blue Jays cheeks, give me the Yanks or nothing. Lean over. Twitch chat is more peaceful without 446. Yes, he is. Barrios was horrible last year, and he's horrible this year. I'll never bet him again. Fair. I love taking unders in games that people think the pitchers are bums. I think there's value when the general public thinks the certain pitcher is bums. Yeah. Weather's beautiful. Yeah. Where's 446 when you need him for the Yanks game, or should I ask 446 is scared because he's smarter? Since he's smarter, I am leaving Fernando till he takes the wrench away from that putts. I know you're not leaving because you said that a couple of days ago and came right back. So I those are empty threats. That's all they are. Is I'm leaving. Oh, I'm leaving. No, you're not. Cleveland Guardians taking on the Boston Red Sox. We have the Guardians minus 110 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this spot here between Tanner Houck and Ben Lively. Line opened up at minus 110 for the Red Sox. It's now minus 107 for the Guardians. So we do have a line movement towards the Guardians in this one here. Line opened up 8.5 minus 115. It's now 9 at minus 105. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 86% tickets and 92% cash on the over. Lines at least move towards the over for those who want to back it. Taking a look at the looking at the pitching matchup here, Tanner Houck and Ben Lively. Houck has been terrible, 7.66 ERA, 1.66 WHIP. 6.57 walks per strikeouts per 9, which is 16%. 4.01 walks per 9, a 3.24 BABIP, a 6.19 FIP, and a 4.58 SIERA. On the flip side, Ben Lively he's okay. He'll give you 5 innings of 3-4 run baseball. 3.86 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 6.66 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%. 2.81 walks per 9, a 2.92 BABIP, a 4 FIP, and a 4.49 SIERA. Both these bullpens have been great, though. Bullpen edge does go towards the Cleveland Guardians here, and the hitting edge does as well. 107 WRC plus, which is 13th, compared to 104, which is 15th. I think this is a game where we see runs. The line has moved towards the over, and I kind of want to exclude the bullpens from this, and I want to kind of go first 5 over rather than full game over because I like both these bullpens. I want to take a look at how used up these bullpens are. Because I'm trying to remember if either of these two teams played yesterday. The Sox did play yesterday against the Mariners. The Guardians, I don't think, played yesterday. The first 5 is a 5 at even money towards the over. So maybe it's just a lean at this point because the full game's a 9 now. So I guess that makes sense that the first 5 is a 5. It's minus 138 for the 4.5 if you want that over on FanDuel. Taking a look at bullpen usages in this one here. The Guardians, I feel like they had yesterday off, if I remember right. They may have played yesterday, though. They did have wrong one. They did have yesterday off. The Red Sox did not. I think this might be Guardians money line as well as maybe a first 5 over that goes towards Ben Lively here in this spot. And the Red Sox, they used Liam Hendricks yesterday for 32, Greg Weissert for 20, and Luis Guerrero for 19. So we have a fully fresh, ready to go bullpen here. I think this is Guardians money line, and this is the first 5 over as well. Or maybe this is Guardians team total over. What's this Guardians team total in this spot? It's 4.5 minus 4.5 plus 105. But I do think Lively can get hit as well in this spot too. I will go Guardians full game money line at 5, and I'm also going to go first 5 over 5 at even money. I think that Houck gets hit or continues to get hit, and this Guardians team wins the full game as well. I'm going to go with Guardians money line minus 105 and the first 5 over at even money as well. I think both those are very, very live in this game, and I'll take a shot on both of them here. So Guardians. First 5 over and full game money line for me. Let's see. Never coming again. Good luck, Fernando. Sure you are. Laughing. Saw the line move like the guards. Yeah. I thought Tim was muting me so he can stop it. This puts won't stop. Fair. Nolan Jones under half a hit. Made 2 ISEX. Yeah, I like the guards. Indians money line. Nick, did you get to the Astros yet? I don't think so. No, we have not. Why would I come when you keep letting this mute me? I just don't believe you're actually going to stay away. Because I've heard this story a couple times already, and you continue to come back. Am I really high that I'm seeing things, but the lines for the Angels Twins correct? I have the Angels. Oh, I have the Twins at minus 195 favorites in that game. If that's what you mean. There you go. We'll continue on. We'll talk about those Kansas City Royals taking on the Houston Astros. The Astros minus 110 favorites in this game with a total of 8 in this spot. And I have used this angle once so far this season, and it cashed. And I'm going to do it every single time it pops up because I believe this could be a very profitable angle if you attack it the right way. And I think the angle is team off a doubleheader. You take their starting pitcher over their outs. That is my approach for this one here. It is pretty plain and simple. But first, let's get into the line history. See if we're going to bet anything other than just the player prop in this game. Here, as we have Hayden Wisniewski taking on Seth Lugo. This line opened up Astros minus 105. It's now minus 111. And this line opened up 8.5 minus 110. It's now 8 minus 105. So we do have a move towards the under here as well, suggesting we could see Seth Lugo pitch well in this game. But the line moving towards the Astros suggests that we see Wisniewski pitch well. 63% of tickets, 78% of cash on the Astros. The line's moving towards them. And then 95% of tickets, 93% of cash on the over. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. We have Hayden Wisniewski taking on Seth Lugo. Wisniewski, 3.91 ERA, 0.87 whip. 9.78 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 1.57 walks per nine, a 185 BABIP, a 4.9 FIP, and a 2.92 Sierra. On the flip side, we have Seth Lugo with a 3.9 ERA, 1.23 whip, 6.3 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%. 3.3 walks per nine, a 244 BABIP, a 5.43 FIP, and a 4.67 Sierra. So his advanced numbers say that he should negatively regress. And I do think he can get hit in this game and still go long enough to give me over his out total in this one here, because we know after the double header, and I want to take a look at the bullpen usage, and they used everybody in their bullpen yesterday. Daniel Lynch threw 25, Estevez threw 12, Zerpa threw 36, Schreiber threw 9, Cruz threw 21, Urseg threw 7. Everybody threw, so you know they're going to go to Seth Lugo today, and they're going to say, we know. We know you could, and you're allowed to give up a couple runs today. God damn it, give us 7 innings though. We need somebody to help out this bullpen, and I think that's exactly what he does in this spot. I'm getting 18.5 outs at minus 110 here for Seth Lugo. I'm going over that at minus 110, so that is my play on this game. I am very tempted on the Astros money line as well, because I can see a line for Seth Lugo in this game where it's 7 innings, 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts or something along those lines, where the Astros win the game and he gives you 7 innings. Because you know that they are going to be desperate, that the Royals are going to be desperate for him to go far into the game. And I really like this spot for it. So I'm going Seth Lugo over 18.5 outs here at minus 110 over on Fanatics or ESPN Bet. I took it on ESPN Bet. Okay, have your ratings drop. See ya. I'm not coming to get muted by a chat person, and you let it. All right, bye. Have a good day. Kyle Isbell over half an RBI plus 410. Astros money line. While 446 may not be the mod's favorites, the timeout /mutes are in poor taste. Okay. I'm not doing it, by the way. I'm not doing it, by the way. I don't even notice it happening. Honestly, it doesn't say anything like that when it happens. I was just going to ask about how to tackle teams off a doubleheader the day before. It is, for me, it's pretty simple. I take the starting pitcher of the team coming in off of the doubleheader, and I take them over their outs. Agree 446 shouldn't be getting timed out. Mods need to be in checked. I'll let Tim handles the mods. I don't touch the mods. I don't mess with that. That is a Tim thing. I've never cared about who has mods. I didn't really think it mattered who had mods. That is a Tim thing that Tim needs to get under control. I am not responsible for that. Tim is. So unmod people then. Tim knows how to do that. I really don't know how to do it though. That especially when I'm trying to run a show. Trust me, I have way more important things to worry about than muting people. I don't mute people, and I have way more important things to worry about than who is a mod on this channel. So yeah. Okay. Yep. We'll continue on. The Minnesota Twins and the LA Angels. Minus 195 for the Twins. Total of 8 in this game. These are the type of numbers I'd prefer the Angels at. Not what they were the last couple days when they were big favorites. No, I don't want them as big favorites. I want them as a dog. And then we can get them as a dog today. Line opened up at a 170, it's down 195. Line opened up at an 8 at even money, it's now 8 at minus 111. Taking a look at the cash flow here in this one, 76% of tickets and 87% of the cash on the Twins. I think the Twins might be a look in this game. 96% of tickets, 95% of cash is on the over. I think this line is wide for a reason. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have Kyle Hendricks taking on Pablo Lopez. If you really expect much from Kyle Hendricks, good luck, because I think he is somebody who is way past his prime and should be faded. I think that the start he's gotten off to so far is, I mean, he got hit, I think, a little bit in his last start. His ERA is up to 4.5 now. I don't think he's going to be a 4 ERA pitcher at the end of the year. I think he's going to be 5s. And that's exactly what his advanced metrics say too. 4.5 ERA, 1.2 WHIP, 4.5 strikeouts per nine, which is 13%, 3.15 walks per nine, and 237 BABIP, but a 5.03 FIP and a 5.35 SIERA. The Minnesota Twins 1.62 ERA, 1.02 WHIP, 7.56 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 1.808 walks per nine, a 265 BABIP, a 3.27 FIP, and a 3.33 SIERA. It's a massive pitching edge towards Pablo Lopez and the Minnesota Twins in this game. The bullpen edge goes towards Lopez and the Twins. The hitting edge goes towards Lopez and the Twins. 98 WRC plus, which is number 21 in baseball, compared to 97, which is 22. So not a huge hitting edge if you are the Minnesota Twins. However, everything correlates here with the line moving. They're not overly public in this spot here. I think the Twins take care of business in the spot, and then we get to the question of, is this a -1 or is this a -1.5 due to the price? Because I think the Twins take care of business here, and they hit against Kyle Hendricks. And the question is, I believe this line, has this line moved towards the over? Yeah, it has. So is this a Twins -1 or is this a Twins team total over? Because I think the Twins team total over is probably worth a little bit better of a look, especially when it's -200 and +110 for a minus for the money line and the run line. -200 +110 is -143. So they're nowhere near affordable on that angle. And the team total over 4.5 is -105 over on DraftKings. I'm going to move on that here in this spot. I like the Twins. Their team total over 4.5 -105. I think that this is a good spot to back them here. I think Hendricks gets hit, and even if Hendricks doesn't get hit, I think the bullpen afterwards can in this spot. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Twins team total over 4.5 -105 here in this spot. That is a true story, chat. Logan O'Hoppe over half a single +170. There you go. I stand by my mods. L. 446 to Dick. I like when people time him out. If he wasn't an asshole all the time, it'd be a different story. Fair. I agree. Nobody should be mod because you'll end up getting a rogue mob with a stick up their ass and mute people and don't like, even though 446 wasn't spamming or anything outrageous. You've been a great mod. No, I have no problem with you whatsoever at all. And I wish all the mods were like you, honestly. But I I will let Tim address that situation, and I will continue capping the card. The St. Louis Cardinals are taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Cardinals are minus 125 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here between Chad Patrick and Matthew Liberatore. Line opened up at a 115 for the Cardinals. It's now minus 125. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 105. It's now 8 minus 108. So we'll move towards the under here as well, saying Liberatore could pitch well in this game. Take a look at the cash flow in this one here. 50% of tickets and 52% of cash on the Cardinals with the line moving towards them does make it a little bit appealing in this game for the Cardinals. And then 79% tickets and 76% of the cash is on the over in this one as well. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup. Chad Patrick's been really good, but I expect some negative regression from him. 2.11 ERA, 1.31 whip. That's a really high whip for an ERA at 2 in the twos. 8.44 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%. 3.8 walks per 9, a 291 BABIP, a 4.24 FIP, and a 4.27 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Matthew Liberatore, 3.60 ERA, 1 whip, 8.64 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 0.72 walks per 9, a 310 BABIP, a 1.87 FIP, and a 3 SIERA. So, I expect Matthew Liberatore to be pretty good here. The bullpen edge does go towards the Brewers, but the hitting edge does go towards the Cardinals, 108 WRC plus, which is 10th against righties, and the Brewers struggle against lefties, 23rd in baseball, 78 WRC plus. So I see an edge here with the Cardinals here early in this spot. And I have a pretty decent card for baseball already. But a lot of players are just kind of shouting out to me today. And I feel like the Cardinals first 5 could be one as well. I think I want to leave it as a lean for the moment, but this feels like Cardinals first 5 are no bet for me. And that would be the only spot I would look to go in this one here would be Cardinals first 5. Because I want to focus on how the Cardinals hit righties versus how the Brewers hit lefties. I would look towards Chad Patrick regressing and Matthew Liberatore pitching fine in this game, enough to give me the first 5. This would be Cardinals first 5. I'm kind of curious what that number is. And this game would be for Cardinals first 5. For me, that would be just my lean. It is minus 140. Okay, that's enough for me to keep off this game. 135, 140. It's enough for me to keep off. It'd be Cardinals first 5 or no bet, though. Yeah, they need good mods because they need to worry about the show, not the chat. 100%. I remember when I was a mod and got mad with power by timing out a certain someone. Fair. Pedro Pajes. There you go. We'll move on to the next game, Rockies and Reds. This was the game that I have a player prop I like in because the Rockies are off of a doubleheader. We have Kyle Freeland on the mound taking on of course they don't. Really? They don't have Kyle Freeland outs. That's so annoying. Because that was where I wanted to look in this game. Would be Kyle Freeland pitcher outs, but they only have earned runs, hits allowed, pitcher walks, total strikeouts, and walks. That's annoying. That's really annoying. I want to take a look. Maybe DraftKings has it. If not, that's lame. Well, that's very lame. Kyle Freeland taking on Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott's been great this year. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot where we have this line opening up at a minus 125 for the Reds. It got all the way up to a minus 139, 140. It's all the way down to a 116 now. Line opened up at a 10.5, immediately went down to a 10, and now we're down to a 9.5. So we have about half a round line movement towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow where we have 89% tickets and 96% of cash on the Reds. Get this line's moving towards the Rockies. Tells me the Rockies are alive in this game. And it tells me that Andrew Abbott's vulnerable in this spot, potentially in this game. I feel like I wonder if this is Andrew Abbott's first game at Coors Field as well, which definitely is a concerning factor. Both bullpens suck. Neither of these teams can hit, though. The Reds are 80 WRC plus, which is 21st against lefties. The Rockies are 67 WRC plus, which is 26. I think this could be an under as well. In this game, I want to try to find pitcher props here. Race to strikeouts, hits allowed, walks allowed. All right, cool. So yeah, there's no out props. That's annoying. I want my out prop for this one here. I'm going to keep an eye on it all day long, and when it pops up, I'll post it up on a community page, community tab, saying what I got it at. But I'm gonna sit around. And I'm gonna wait today to find Kyle Freeland's out prop, and I'm gonna bet it because this is an angle I like. Team off of a doubleheader, where they need somebody to help out their bullpen, and I think Kyle Freeland could be that guy that gives them 6-7 innings today. The Rockies, they didn't use as much bullpen yesterday. Agnos threw 13 pitches. Bird threw 28. Herget threw 33. Hale threw 31. So still got a couple of they still got a relatively fresh bullpen, all things considered. But with that being said, still after a doubleheader, I am interested in taking the pitcher over his outs. Unfortunately, nobody's giving me that at the moment. Because I would already have a bet for that. No. Okay, cool. I will continue to look around for that today, and I do lean under as well. I think that this total is way too high, and it would be a first 5 under rather than a full game under. The first 5 is a 4.5. Interesting. I'd be leaning towards the first 5 under in this game for me. I'm going to continue to keep an eye out. I want Kyle Freeland's out prop when available. I'm out. Good luck. See ya, Coyote. Supness. Let there be Rockies. Yeah. Lionfish as fuck. Rockies probably win. There you go. See you, yo. Nick, I'm going to take the Milwaukee Brewers. They're not my team, but I'm going. There you go. We'll move on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still have 6 games in the MLB before we get to the NHL. We have the Atlanta Braves against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Braves favored in this game with a total of 8.5. Chris Sale, Zach Gallen, your pitching matchup. This line is skyrocketed towards the Braves. It opened up around -110. It's now -129 for the Braves. A big move towards Atlanta. Line opened up at an 8.5 at even money. It's now 8.5 -108, suggesting that both these pitchers could probably be a little bit vulnerable. 71% tickets and 78% cash on the over. 55% tickets, 72% cash on the Diamondbacks, though. And the line's moving against the Diamondbacks in this spot here. We have Chris Sale taking on Zach Gallen. Chris Sale is somebody I do have projected for some positive regression. It's just, is it against this Diamondbacks team that does hit lefties? Chris Sale, 6.17 ERA, 1.63 whip, 12.34 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%, 2.7 walks per nine, a 4.22 BABIP, a 3.80 FIP, and a 2.98 SIERA. On the flip side, Zach Gallen's not looked the greatest, 5.6 ERA, 1.43 whip, 9.55 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 4.28 walks per nine, a 2.84 BABIP, a 4.82 FIP, and a 4.19 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Diamondbacks. Hitting edge goes towards the Diamondbacks. 123 WRC plus, which is 4th, compared to 80, which is 20th for the Braves. I don't understand why the Braves are favored in this game. And I think that's enough to keep me off the spot, because I think that is extremely fishy that we have an Atlanta Braves team that can't get out of their own way, favored over a Diamondbacks team in Arizona. Now, I get it. It is Zach Gallen. It is Chris Sale, but Zach Gallen's been the better overall pitcher so far this year, so none of this makes any sense on why the Braves are this much of favorites in this game. It's enough to keep me off this spot. I would be Diamondbacks or nothing, but I'm not going to go up against a market move like that, so pass here for me. I like them both, but would take the D-backs home dog. Fair. We'll keep it moving on, though. We have the Miami Marlins taking on the Seattle Mariners, -265 for the Mariners, total of 7.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history here between Logan Gilbert and Cal Quantrill. Line opened up 225 for the Mariners. It's now -260. So we have a big move towards the Mariners. It opened up at a 7. It's now a 7.5. So we have a move towards the over and a move towards the Mariners, suggesting that Cal Quantrill gets hit, which I can understand there. 90% of tickets, 87% of cash on the Mariners in this game. 93 and 89 on the over. This one was one of the easier, I think, passes on the card because, the Mariners should be favorites in this game, but do I want to lay a run line with them? Hell no. Cal Quantrill has been god-awful this year. 8.31 ERA, 2.08 whip, 4.15 strikeouts per nine, which is 10%, 4.67 walks per nine, a 4.03 BABIP, a 5.33 FIP, and a 5.61 SIERA. On the flip side, Logan Gilbert, 2.63 ERA, 0.88 whip, 13.5 strikeouts per nine, which is 38%, 1.98 walks per nine, a 263 BABIP, a 2.22 FIP, and a 1.93 SIERA. Bullpen edge, Seattle. Hitting edge, Seattle. 122 WRC plus, which is 5th, compared to 94, which is 24th. Obviously, the Mariners should be favorites in this game. They should be pretty big favorites in this game. Everything says Mariners win this game. I'm just plain simply not laying a number with the Mariners like this. That is the only reason why I'm not on the Mariners is they're too expensive. And it would, because Mariners run line, we're looking at a minus price tag with a 7.5 total. No, thank you. So this one was an easy pass for me. I think there's better spots on the card. So no action here for me. The run line number is super fishy for Arizona. Yeah. Nick, I'm going for car water walkies. I watched the double. Okay, good luck. I don't know what any of that means. 80% run line on the Arizona Diamondbacks, but it's only plus 155. Fair. Any college baseball picks? No. My A's minus 240. Ouch. Yeah, no, thank you there. Yes, ew. Mariners under 4.5. I could see that. Let's keep it going though. We have 4 games remaining in the MLB before we get to 3 games in the NHL, and then we will head on out. San Diego Padres and Tampa Bay Rays, minus 140 favorites for the Padres, total of 7 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here between Michael King and Shane Baz. This line opened up at a 138, it's down, or 150, it's down to a 138 for the Padres. So the line moving towards the Rays in this game. And then we have this line opening up 7.5, but juiced heavily towards the under and immediately went to a 7. So that all makes sense. It has dropped 5 cents since moving towards the 7, towards the under. And this one here, taking a look at the cash flow between this one, between the Rays and the Padres, 88% of tickets and 87% of the cash on the Padres. Lines moving against them tells me the Rays are very live in this game. 82% of tickets and 75% of cash on the over. Taking a look at this game, we have 2 really good pitchers, Shane Baz and Michael King. Baz, a 3.22 ERA, 1.07 whip, 12.09 strikeouts per nine, which is 34%, 3.22 walks per nine, a 277 BABIP, a 3.29 FIP, and a 2.79 SIERA. On the flip side, Michael King, a 2.57 ERA, 1.07 whip, 9.96 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%, 3.21 walks per nine, a 246 BABIP, a 3.38 FIP, and a 3.45 SIERA. Bullpen edge in this game does go towards the Padres. In this one, hitting edge, though, goes towards the Rays. They're hitting really well right now, the Rays. 124 WRC plus, which is 3rd in baseball against righties. The Padres, 112, which is 8th. I do lean Rays in this game. It would be Rays, probably first 5 or no bet. But does that mean I want to get involved in this spot here? Not particularly. But this would be Rays or no bet. Actually, the more and more I look at it, the more and more I'm interested in this Rays first 5 in this game, because they do have a slight pitching edge, I think, in this spot. And then everyone's going to look at the ERAs and see the Kings is better. But you look at the advanced numbers, and it's Shane Baz. And the hitting edge goes towards the Rays. The public's all over the Padres. I'm gonna take a shot at the Rays in the first 5 here at plus 120 in this game. I want Shane Baz in this spot. I think he's a bet on pitcher. So yeah, I'll take a shot here with the Rays in the first 5 at plus 120. Nationals Nerfy and full game under. I am on the Nationals first 5 in that game there, but I can understand with the total being that high, looking towards that way. We'll move on though, as we have the Oakland A's are minus 225 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here between Sean Burke and Luis Severino. Line opened up minus 220. It's now 225 for the A's. Line opened up in an 8.5, juice heavily towards the over. It did get up to a 9 immediately, and then it's moved 5 cents towards the over since then. In this game here, 57% tickets and 68% cash is on the over. 89 and 90 is on the A's, and the line is moving towards the A's. Burke has not been. He started off the year nice, and he's not been great ever since. 6.23 ERA, 1.52 WHIP, 6.23 strikeouts per nine, which is 15%. 3.74 walks per nine, a 261 BABIP, a 6.9 FIP, and a 4.98 Sierra. On the flip side, Luis Severino, 3.31 ERA, 1.04 whip, 6.06 strikeouts per nine, which is 17%, 2.76 walks per nine, a 2.08 BABIP, a 4.28 FIP, and a 4.55 Sierra. The bullpen edge does go towards the Oakland A's in this game. The hitting edge goes towards the Oakland A's in this game, 113 WRC plus, which is 7th, compared to 78, which is 28th. I understand the Athletics being a favorite in this game. I am not laying this type of number with the Athletics up. That's just not going to happen. I have no interest in that whatsoever. So it's a simple pass for me in this game. But I would only look toward, I can't even say I would only look towards, because I understand the A's being this big favorites, but I would only look towards the White Sox in this game. It would be White Sox first 5 for me, if anything, but definitely no bet here for me. I'm going for Tampa because I want the Padres to lose against his daughter for the. All right. That was almost English. You're improving. Pittsburgh Pirates and the Los Angeles Dodgers, minus 205 for the Dodgers in this game, total of 7 in this spot. And I fully understand why people would probably be interested maybe in a little bit of Pirates here in this game. Line opened up at a 180. It's now 205 for the Dodgers. Line opened up at a 7 at minus 115. It's now 7 at minus 101. We have Paul Skeens taking on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. This line has moved swiftly towards the Dodgers, and it makes sense that 92% of tickets and 95% cash is on the Dodgers in this game here. 95% tickets and 90% cash on the over here as well in this one here. Yoshinobu Yamamoto taking on Paul Skeens. Skeens a 2.87 ERA, 0.8 whip, 8.62 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 1.15 walks per nine, a 2.44 BABIP, a 2 FIP, and a 2.66 Sierra. On the flip side, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, 0.93 ERA, 0.86 whip, 11.79 strikeouts per nine, which is 35%, 2.17 walks per nine, a 2.62 BABIP, a 2.03 FIP, and a 2.04 Sierra. The bullpen edge goes towards the Dodgers. The hitting edge, no doubtingly, going towards the Dodgers. 111 WRC plus, which is 9th, compared to 83, which is 26th. This is Dodgers or no bet. Absolutely Dodgers or no bet in this game. And I think the way to approach it is because I've been fading Paul Skeens with pretty good success so far this year. And I know a lot of people love Paul Skeens. You're getting Paul Skeens for plus 180. Wow. I am not buying that whatsoever here in this spot. And I actually want to go Dodger run line or Dodger team total over. What is the Dodger team total over here? 3.5 minus 140. Yeah. Not what I was hoping to see there. I was hoping for a little bit more reasonable or 4.5 at plus money. This might just be Dodger run line and you move on, because I think the one edge that you would think the Pirates would have in a Paul Skeens start, they do not have it here. I would take Yoshinobu Yamamoto over Paul Skeens right now. I would. So you're getting the starting pitching edge with the Dodgers. You have the hitting edge with the Dodgers. You have the line moving with them. Granted, the money's coming in on them, so that all makes sense. The Dodgers are at home. They're the better overall team. And people are going to be interested in Paul Skeens at this big of a number. I'm going to take the Dodger run line here, I think, in this game at plus 110. I think this is a spot where Paul Skeens gets hit and the Dodgers have the pitching advantage. So it's not like that we can hang our hats on, Paul Skeens can outduel his opponent for 5 innings. I think we see Yamamoto get outduel Paul Skeens in this game. And I'll take plus 110 on the Dodger run line in this one here. Dodgers minus 1.5, plus 110. I'm going with the Tampa wear. Cool. There was a big steam that went on the A's earlier today. Yeah. Anyone like the under here? Why am I feeling this is one of the best pitching matchups of the year? This game's going to go over the total, ain't it? And I'm seeing 6.5 minus 130 over on ESPN Bet. I'm kind of leaning that way. Plus 180. Wow. Yeah. I want IceX. What are you thinking? Pirates plus 1.5 to keep it close. Nick, I was trying to say that I'm going for Tampa Bay Rays. I want the starter for the Padres to lose. Fair. You want Michael King to lose. Okay. Last game of the card for baseball, the Texas Rangers and the San Francisco Giants, a rematch of the World Series in 2012, if I remember right. Minus 115 for the Giants, total of 7.5. Nathan Eovaldi taking on Justin Verlander. This line opened up Texas minus 110. It's now San Fran minus 109. So a dog to favorite flip here for the for the Giants in this game. And then for the total, line opened up 115 for the over 7.5. It's now minus 103. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 41% of tickets and 80% of cash coming on the Rangers. Yet this line's moved slightly towards the Giants, which is kind of interesting there. And we have 88% of tickets and 89% of cash on the over in this spot as well. And the line has not really moved for the total in this one here. Looking at the pitching matchup, we have Justin Verlander versus Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi's been great. 2.64 ERA, 0.75 whip, 9.1 strikeouts per nine, which is 26%, 0.59 walks per nine, a 231 BABIP, a 2.86 whip, and a 2.57 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Justin Verlander with a 5.47 ERA, 1.50 whip, 8.39 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 4.01 walks per nine, a 306 BABIP, a 4.71 FIP, and a 4.37 SIERA. Bullpen edge slightly going towards the Rangers in this game. Hitting edge does go towards the Giants in this spot. 107 WRC plus, which is 12th, compared to 89, which is 25th. I think this is a spot here where I would lean Giants in this game. It would be Giants or no bet, but I don't feel the need to force it here in this spot. So it's just going to be a pass. But I would only look towards the Giants in this game if I am betting aside in this one. I want to pass on the Dodgers. I'm taking. Fair. I agree with Nick. With the Dodger run line. Yeah. But we will make the transition from MLB to NHL. And this is going to be pretty simple breakdowns for these three games because it's the same angle that I get to play on all three games. We have the Washington Capitals taking on the Montreal Canadiens. It's a pick'em in this game with a total of 5.5 in this spot. Washington up 2-0 as the series heads to Quebec for this matchup here, where the Canadiens were 23-12-6 at home this year compared to 17-20-6 on the road this year. The under is hit in both games so far this series. Something tells me that the over hits in this game though. Something tells me we see a desperate Montreal team come out here and put up goals in this one here. I would like to project some regression here for Logan Thompson, and I think that this could be potentially the game because he absolutely stole that game in game 2. And I think this line tells you I think everything you need to know here. Montreal, the over 2.5 team total is minus 150 on Bovada. I think that Montreal puts up goals in this game. However, I don't want to take that. I don't want to lay that type of number. So for me, I'm just going to stick with what I've got in this spot, and that is the home team down 2-0. You double up on them first period and full game. I'm on the Montreal Canadiens first period plus 100 and the full game at plus 105. I do think the Montreal Canadiens make this series 2-1 and potentially win game 4 as well. And we could potentially see a tie series heading back to Washington. But I think they, at the very least, take one. And I think if they are only going to take one in the Bell Center, I think it's this one here. I do think the series heads back to Washington. I do not see Washington sweeping. And I'm on the Montreal Canadiens here, first period and full game in this spot. I do think this is a good angle. So far, the angle is 2-1-1 this postseason because we won both bets on the Blues last night, down 2-0 there, and we lost and pushed with the Sens. So I'm going to continue to track this angle because we have 2 more games of this angle in this one. Now, it does not apply to the Lightning tomorrow. So tomorrow or 2 days from now because they lost both at home. I'm looking for road teams that lost the first 2 games and teams coming home who lost the first 2 games on the road. So Montreal first period and full game here for me. Just saw someone with a Red Sox sticker here in NY. Maybe that's a sign to take the Red Sox. There you go. Caps and Regs. Just couldn't take the Habs. Fair. Cubs first 5 money line. Can see that. Thank you, Nick, for your hard work and dedication. Good luck, everyone. See you, Fernando. I don't want the Giants away. I'm going for the Texas Rangers. I'm going to pass. Okay, fair. Second game on the card here for the NHL, we have the New Jersey Devils taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. We have the Hurricanes minus 165 favorites with a total of 5.5 in this game. Taking a look at this series here, it is 2-0 Hurricanes so far heading into game 3. It's the same angle as we had in the last game, and as this was the one spot that I was really looking at New Jersey with in this series. The Carolina Hurricanes won the first 2 games 4-1 and 3-1 in Raleigh, and now we head on the road here, head to New Jersey for them to and for me, this is the same angle, and I'm kind of leaning towards an over here as well in this one here. I think we see 2 unders in Carolina. I think we could see an over in New Jersey, and we're seeing I can get team total over 2.5 even money plus 105. My bad, over on Fanatics for the New Jersey Devils. I'm kind of leaning towards taking the Devils team total over because I think that they can. I think offensively they can be better here at home than they would be on the road. So I do lean towards the Devils team total over 2.5 at even money here as well. But for me in this game, I'm going to side with the Devils here. I got the first period plus 125, the full game plus 145, and I have a small lean towards the team total over 2.5 at plus 105 here as well. I might add that later. I'm not 100% sure. Take care, Fernando. Caps and Canes and Reg. I'm against you there. I'm against you on both. I'm on the Dogs in both those. I'm on the Habs. I'm on the Devils. Devils and Reg. Yep. And one last one here. Same angle, except for we have them as the favorite in this game. We have the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. I think this is the one I'm the most confident in for them to get the win. They're also the most expensive one here in this spot, which I'm starting to see some minus 145s and minus 150s. Yeah. So you're going to have to lay the minus 1 line now if you want the Oilers in this spot, which I still think there's value on the minus 1 line. I got minus 135 last night with the Oilers here in this spot. Same situation. Home team down 2-0 in the series. And yeah, you can get minus 130 for the first period. I got minus 125 last night. And you can get minus 150 full game. If you want to play that, if you think that they can take care of business in regulation, the minus 1 line is fine. And this is, I think, this series, I think, is the biggest discrepancy between home and road, mainly because the LA Kings were 33-6-4 at home, and they're 17-19-5 on the road this year. So it is 2 totally different teams when you look at home and road for the LA Kings. And I think that we see that here in this series. I think Edmonton wins both in Edmonton and heads back to LA with the series tied here in this one. So I got it last night. Shop around, obviously, find the best available number. I'm on the Oilers first period minus 125, and I got the full game at minus 135. I would probably lay the minus 1 line. Oilers and OT. I mean, if it goes to overtime, the Oilers are not winning because that would involve me winning an overtime bet in the playoffs, which is damn near impossible. And the only time I did, it was against a team I have cup futures on. So that was the only time. I'm 1-5 in the playoffs. The only time I won a playoff overtime was when the Avalanche lost. So I had to. So that was the only time that overtime has gone my way, and it was one where I could have probably gone without it going my way. So that's fun. But yeah, I hope not. I do not want to see the letters OT pop up for a little bit now. I have the worst luck in overtime, and I do not need to see it personally. But that is everything for today's card. If you guys have not already, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and good luck today.